Hello friends, hello my dolly friends out on the YouTube world. How yous all doing today? This is Belinda, and I'm Belinda from Belinda's Babies. Don't you know? And if you don't know, then you better subscribe, because then you'll know. And you better like, because it's important. Isn't it? Only like it if you like it. No pressure. Pressure. No. How yous all doing? I am here. I'm going to do some sewing while I'm chatting. We had a little scare this morning. Carbon monoxide thing was going off. And anyway, to make a long story short, we're all like, what do you do when your carbon monoxide poisoning thing goes off? Do you go outside and just stand there? Do you call 911? Do you smell? You can't smell nothing, right? Don't you know there's no smell coming from it, so what do you do? Well, you do what I do, and we did. We opened all the windows and plugged it back in, plugged it in somewhere else, and then farted around, talked about it. And like, is it really real? Should we leave? What should we do? Blah, 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 blah. Well, we obviously did the wrong thing. You're supposed to go outside and call 911. So don't do what we did. But in the long run, it was a faulty thing, because once I started reading it, it said how many beeps and all that was faulty. And this particular one, you were supposed to replace it after 16 months. This was 14 years later. It's a plug-in one, so yeah. We went and bought a new one. Everything is good in the land of Belinda's babies, and we're all good and we're all healthy. But if it ever happens to you, don't do what we did. I mean, I don't know. I guess you won't have to question it if you replace it. This one supposedly is good for 10 years, but read it so you know what it is. The last time this one went off is when I lived in Debert area, Nova Scotia, and I actually decided I was going to paint a chalkboard on a wall in our house for my kids. And I did the entire wall in the house. And it did set it off. And actually, the odor and the smell from that chalkboard paint was pretty bad. I should have had a mask on. I should have done something. It wasn't the good thing what I did. Anywho, I am here to sew up my baby. And figured I'd chat with you guys. Trevor and I were talking. We went out driving today and went to Captain Sub. Got, we had a coupon because we had pizza that we didn't like. So they ended up giving us a coupon for 4 subs, which was really good. So to make a long story short, we got subs for lunch. We took subs home. And that was good for lunch. And while we were out, we did a few things because we had to get the carbon monoxide replacement. And I had to run around looking for polyfill because I need more fill. Got a big thing of polyfill actually, because winters, I call it winters, but winters don't usually have the stuff I'm looking for. And I thought, oh, I hope they do, because I usually get it from Amazon. But I got some, and it worked out really well. I was looking for silicone paint just to see, but it seems like the only place you can get silicone paint for fixing up my baby sparrow is... Well, no, I have the paint. What am I thinking? I need the powder. Anyway, they didn't sell it. So it seems like, when you do silicone babies, you have to go to a doll place, because I don't think there's any other place to get them. This thread that I got, and I got this thread because before I was doing my cuddle babies with this black thread. And so if you get a cuddle baby from me with the black thread, my apologies, it will stand out. Now I'm doing it with this type of thread that I got from Michael's. But it is thick. It's a thick thread. Like, it's not like that. Anyway, it'll be good. I'm not very good at this part. So if you get a baby from me, cuddle baby, and you don't like it, you might want to redo it and make it look like a nice threaded up seam. Because I'm not great at it. But it is what it is, see? Oh, it looks like I didn't go to brownies or guides or anything to learn how to do it, but it'll stay closed. I mean, it's going to be dressed, right? I don't know. You guys do it. Anyway, we were talking about, I don't know how we got on this topic. I have no idea. And if you don't like gross topics, you better get off, because this is kind of funny. I think it's funny. I think it's gross. And it's funny. We were talking about, I put a lot of weight on. And Trevor's a big man, but I've put a lot of weight on. And the more weight you put on, the harder it is to clean yourself up after a number 2. It honestly is. I mean, seriously. If you're big, you know what I'm talking about. So when we went away, especially if you have short arms. Anywho, when we went away to Portugal, when we were there, at first we didn't know what the thing was, but it was, what do you call those things? The pooper cleaner sprayers that clean your bum. I don't know what they're called now. Duvet. No, not a duvet. Is it a duvet? No, duvet is what you put on your bed. You don't want to do that. You don't want to use that to clean yourself. But a bidet. Bidet? A bidet. It's not a duvet. Anywho, you were talking about that, and I talked about how it was, I liked it. I missed it when I came back. He said, you didn't use that. I said, I did every time. He said, no, you didn't. You're joking. Swear on, well, he didn't say swear on Bibles, because I don't do that. But he said, swear on my life. I swear on your life. I used it every time. And I liked it. No, you didn't. I said, I did. Once I figured out that the little hose thing you can, but it's you can move it directionally, right? Anyway, I said, I'd like to have one of those here. I like it. It makes life so much easier, and it's nice, and you feel clean and refreshed and all that. It was a weird conversation. So I don't know if you guys have ever used them, but they're pretty funny. I think you can buy attachments for your toilets, or you can buy toilets but they're actually attached. But I don't know how long they've been in Europe and how long, but I know the fancy muckety people over here might have them. North America, it's not a thing that you regularly see. You don't see it in public bathrooms, but you see it in hotels. Like when I was in different public bathrooms, I never seen them, because that was kind of weird, wouldn't it? But why not? The public toilet, what's the difference? But anywho, to make a long story short, we're like, well, what do you do? Like, do you wipe before you use it? Or do you use it, then wipe? Because there was a little thing beside it that had looked like a face cloth, which you use to, like, I don't know, dry off afterwards. And I'm like, well, that's gross. I know, what are you supposed to do? Hang it back up? And there was only one. Like, we're not going to reuse that and keep reusing it. That's gross. And he's like, well, I don't know. You wipe first and then use it, and then all you're doing is drying off. I'm like, well, doesn't that defeat the purpose? Like, I don't know. The whole thing is kind of strange, isn't it? So we never figured it out. I wouldn't reuse the cloth. I'd just use more toilet paper, but you do gotta dry, don't you, after you soak yours? Weird conversation. Anywho, I thought I would jump on here and just wish everybody a fantastical Wednesday while I do some sewing. And stomach's a little sore. Maybe because I had some cheese on that sub. Never thought about that. Got the sub and never really thought about the, no cheese thing. But you can't have you can't have a toasted sub with no cheese. Especially a donair. I got a donair one. It wasn't very good. Captain Sub is it called Captain Sub? They use the Bonte Fou donair stuff from Greco. I don't know. I don't like that donair meat. I like true Nova Scotian donair meat, on the spit, that spins around, and good donair. Have you ever made donair meat? I've made donairs in a like a meatloaf pan before, and then just slice it this way to make actual donairs, and the different spices you put in turned out actually really good considering. Didn't think it would, and I thought, well, this is kind of silly making this. It's not on the spit, and I don't know. I think Trevor was wanting like homemade donairs for his birthday. Never had them before or something. It was a few years ago, and I thought, okay, well, I'll try to make it. So I got the spices and stuff, and you know me. If you follow me, I hate to cook. I hate anything to do with cooking and baking, anything. I despise it. I absolutely despise it. I don't get that from my mother. The only time I cooked is because I had to cook. Not that there's any enjoyment behind it. It's because you have to feed your family some way, If I won $1 million, I would hire a chef and I'd never cook again. Yeah, don't quit your day job, Belinda. But yes, so it was good. And he said, oh, you should make that again sometime. And I'm thinking, oh, I don't want to. I hate cooking. I can't believe some people actually get true enjoyment out of it. And they love inviting people over. They like making meals for people. And it's relaxing. It's almost like a hobby. They really do. And some people do it for a living. They have a bakery and they love it. Can you imagine? No. I hate when Thanksgiving comes around and Christmas comes around and the big turkey meal with all the fixings and all that. It's awful. Doesn't that sound really selfish? Does anybody else out there agree with me? Like, that's really selfish for me to be like that. But I just don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy anything. And I think my mom always enjoyed it because she never had a problem having it. And she'll still make big meals and biscuits, or is it just something that goes along with the cleaning? It's like, well, you do it. You just do it. It doesn't mean you like it or anything, but I don't know. I don't like it. So there you go. That's exactly what I would do if I won $1 million. I would hire a chef. $1 million wouldn't go too far nowadays, though. I'd have this house, but I'd hire a chef. Yeah. And I would say I want to have a diabetic, lactose-free meal. My gosh, how much would it cost me? Not that I have $1 million, but Gosh, this is a thick. Look at this. What kind of? I thought it was normal yarn, but I did get it at Michael's. It says a crafting, not yarn, crafting thread. But my gosh, it's thick. It's not coming undone, guys. I don't know. Maybe that would irritate people. If that's going to irritate you, don't buy my Cuddle Babies. That's all I'm going to say. Get in there. It's not easy to do this either. It will be so much better if they didn't have this and these came attached, and then you attach them, tighten them on, just like you do the other limbs, but you can fill it and you don't have to sew nothing. Why don't they do that? Wouldn't that be so much easier? It would look so much cleaner and nicer. This came off. This was all sewed. You stuffed everything down there. This came off. and then you attach the limb just like you do the vinyl limbs. That's better than this friggin' sewing. Unless you're good at it. This looks like something from grade a 5-year-old. Like, you're in brownies and you're told to get one of the badges. You gotta sew something. That's what it looks like. Oh, God, help us and save us. It won't go in. Oh, my God. I hate this part. Maybe it's better to friggin' skip the cuddle babies and do the limbs and paint the limbs, because I like the limbs a lot better than this. Holy sweet Lord. It's not doing it. I mean, this material that we're sewing into is pretty thick, You have to really shove that thing through, like you really do. Anyway, guys, hello. I am here, and then I am gone. We'll see you later tonight when I go live. Anywhere between 9 and 10, guys. Alrighty. Have a great rest of your day and evening. Love yous all. Thanks for the support. Like. Subscribe. Yeah. Subscribe. Ding, ding. Notification bell. Boop, boop. And share. Comment. Do all those things. All right, guys. Bye. Have a great day. Love yous. Bye.